Dragon was a Marine cabin boy who was saved by the world's most wanted man during his time in God Valley. You see, we've just begun our deep dive into what may become the most important flashback to date. We will see the most influential figures in the world before they even earned any titles. But not only that, we'll also see the most mysterious pirate in all of One Piece, Rox D. Xebec. At least I hope we finally put a face to the name. But in this video I'll be discussing the connection that not only the Revolutionary Army has to the God Valley, but also how it may have been the time where the founding members met and joined together. So without wasting any more of your time, let's jump right into it with Dragon and his involvement in God Valley and why he's almost certain to make an appearance in Egghead in the near future. But before any of that, I'd like to mention that I am currently hiring new editors and illustrators for future videos and thumbnails, and if any of you are interested and have experience, then please email me using the email at the top of the description. Thank you, and back to the video. Monkey D. Dragon, the current most wanted man in the world with a bounty that is still unknown. When, where, and how he earned this title of the world's most wanted man is also unknown. But I have a strong belief it all started at God Valley and has only risen due to his efforts as leader of the Revolutionary Army, which also may have started due to God Valley. You see, for 20 plus years, Dragon and his team have been the #1 adversary for the world government. They have been attacking and taking back control of multiple facilities all around the world, causing the world government to see them as an absolute threat. This has been going on since the army was founded 20 plus years ago. We've even seen them liberating slaves from the Kilo Wolf during the timeskip, highlighting the effort being made to free all who have been wrongfully imprisoned by the world government. The Kilo Wolf is that massive bridge that's been in construction for the last 700 plus years. It has ruins spanning all across its surface, ranging from century to century as evidence of a cruel forgotten past. It's fair enough to say that this bridge may play an even more important role in the future of the story than what we realize as of now. I mean, the fact that it was highlighted by Oden during his time on the Ora Jackson alongside Roger just shows that Oda saw this bridge as important enough to put it in the view of two of arguably the most important characters for future world building and story progression. But I'm getting off topic. There's a lot of information one could get from just some simple bridge, and it may result in its own video one day. But for now, just know that Dragon played a very important role in the aid of freeing this bridge and its slaves from government control. But now let's quickly discuss who we know was in God Valley during the time of the incident and who may make an appearance in this flashback. One I believe could make a shocking appearance is Crocodile, but not as we know him. I believe he'll appear as a young slave girl who works alongside Ivankov. For you see, it was all but confirmed in the live action that Crocodile was a woman before changing genders to hide his identity from the government. And we also know that Eva knows his darkest secret. Whatever that may be, I don't know. But realistically, who cares? Just know that he may make an appearance in this flashback because it makes a lot of sense moving forward for his and Eva's relationship. Next we have Garp, Roger, and Xebec, all of which who have been confirmed to even fight on the island during the incident. And of course the one character who will make an appearance is the one this video is all about. That of course is Luffy's old man, Dragon. Now you see, what's most shocking is the fact that we have still yet to get any information on Dragon. We literally know like 3 things about him. He's the leader of the Revolutionary Army, the most wanted man in the world, and Luffy's dad. That's about it. We actually have more information on Xebec than Dragon, and we've never even seen Xebec. Like, we don't even know how he became wanted. We don't know what he did before becoming a revolutionary. We don't know any of his goals or desires. We really don't even know if he's strong or not. For all we know, he could be another Buggy the Clown, just a figurehead for a strong force. But honestly, I believe everything will be answered in the next 6 chapters of the manga, as chapter 1100 would mark 1000 chapters since Dragon's introduction to the series. And we all know how Oda loves to use numbers and parallels in his story. So it's not hard to believe that chapter 1100 will not only mark a massive moment in the flashback, but will also be the chapter where Dragon arrives at Egghead to save Luffy and Kuma. Oh yeah, Kuma will also arrive there in the next 5 chapters, trust me on this. But in regards to the flashback, I believe we will see a young 17, maybe 18-year-old Dragon as a Marine cabin boy, cleaning up his dad's quarters as they dock the ship at God Valley for the championship games. A young Dragon, in my eyes, would play an important role in God Valley, and with a dad like Garp, it wouldn't be all that unlikely for him to be a Marine. I mean, just look at how he tried to drill Marine life into his grandson. Like, there's no way he did not attempt to do the same thing to his own son. And also, not to mention, a young cabin boy Dragon would also parallel that of Koby and Garp's current relationship, which is very similar to a father and son bond. And for a while now, it's been implied that the God Valley incident is not all that dissimilar to the Marineford War. Like, I have an incredible feeling that we'll not only get many references to Marineford, but may even see a whole Koby versus Akainu situation in God Valley, just with Dragon as Koby and maybe Garling as Akainu. Like, how interesting would it be for Dragon to almost be killed by the dad of the guy who saved his son? But I also hope we get a moment with Dragon similar to Luffy punching a Royal Noble back in Sabaody. Like, maybe that's how Dragon ends up needing to be saved in the first place. Like, picture this. Dragon sees Kuma getting beaten by a noble. He snaps, rushes over, Dragon claws him right in the face. Garling sees this, gets pissed, goes to kill him, but ends up getting blocked. But who would have the nerve to do something like this? Definitely not Garp. That bitch sat back and let Ace die. No, this person would be someone who directly opposes the world government. Someone who would laugh at seeing a noble getting beat by a kid. Someone who fears no man. It'd be Rox D. Sebek. End of chapter, break next week. Nah, I'm just playing. But for real though, this could certainly be what leads to the God Valley incident. A young dragon doing what we'd most definitely see Luffy do if he was there. And honestly, I do believe this flashback will lead all the way up to Sebek's introduction. I don't think we'll get the actual fight between him, Roger, and Garp, but seeing his overall design is very possible. As for the actual flashback for the fight, that won't be seen until the Blackbeard vs Shanks fight many chapters from now. Trust me on that. But also, in many ways, if this is the outcome of this flashback, it would lead perfectly into Shanks and Blackbeard's rivalry that's been going on since Shanks' early days aboard the Ore Jackson with Gold Roger. For we know that Shanks has had countless run-ins against Blackbeard during his youth. And we also know since chapter 1079 that Shanks has been monitoring Blackbeard's movements, most likely awaiting the perfect moment for an attack. But what does all this have to do with Sebek? Well, you see, the connection's always been there between Sebek and Blackbeard, with many highlighting how he and Luffy are opposites with one another and how Luffy has become the embodiment of Joy Boy's spirit. Maybe Blackbeard has been the embodiment of Sebek's spirit all along. For if you think about it, Blackbeard has never done anything to directly hurt Luffy. He's only ever done what needs to be done to hurt the government. Like yes, he captured Ace, but before doing that he offered him a place on his crew. Ace was the one that refused and attacked him. He also didn't even know that Ace and Luffy were brothers, so it wasn't like he captured him just to get back at Luffy. He only did it because he wanted to gain favour with the government so that they would make him a warlord, granting him easy access to Impel Down and the prisoners inside of it. Like next to the Revolutionary Army, Blackbeard is their biggest threat at the moment, and honestly it's looking likely that he might earn the highest bounty out of all the Yonkos in the near future, depending on what befalls Egghead and his involvement in it. But once again, I'm going off topic. I believe we will see that Sebek is the true hero of this story and was only on the island to free the slaves. I also believe that Sebek and even Whitebeard were buccaneers like Kuma, meaning they were only trying to free their own people. But like the government has done many times before to Luffy and Blackbeard, they have painted them in the light of true evil. I also believe that the great power that was displayed on the island by Sebek versus Roger and Garp was Blackbeard's Yami Yami no Mi Devil Fruit, just the awakened version of it, which I also believe has the power to rival even the Nika Fruit. But honestly, this is just the beginning of our adventure at God Valley, and Oda can go several different directions with his story, and every single one of them will be just as crazy as the last. So any ideas, thoughts, theories that you might have yourself, post them below, because I'm very interested. There's just so many things that could happen in the next few chapters that it's just impossible to predict it all. But that's going to do it for me in this video. If you enjoyed, then please like and subscribe for more, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Peace.